Hola, buenos dias. Hello, good morning. This is Andrew Weston. I'm formulating right now into the Alien Spectre division through modification calculations, space modulators, everything through its communication levels and its vortex systems, understanding vibration systems, understanding the energetic patterns of its crop circle systems. We're going into the symbol activation code systems, so you have to understand how to allocate through weather patterns. This is Andrew Weston. I hope everybody's doing well. Thank you, all the subscribers. Keep you informed of what's going on through its galactic force internet connection system. I'm coming up with a new frequency level through a variation of a channel division, which is going to be it's kind of like a TV series, but it's just little graphing cycles of pictures of everything that's going through the energetic system of space connection. So I'm going to be setting that up in platforms. Once a week, I'm going to be telegraphing through my voice and grids. So you're just going to hear my voice, but you're going to see the structures of space and everything through its energy of its atom, how it's created through its force recognition system. It's powerful, powerful stuff. So I'll keep you informed of what's going on with that. But like I said, thank you very much for watching my channels. I keep you informed what's going on through the galactic system, the matrix, the simulation, and everything through its connection through your body simulators. Okay, so today we're going to get into symbols, okay, through mortal science and its connection through its communication symbols. These symbols are high-rising through all divisions, through alienation, plantations. You have to understand what crop circles are. I already gave you a space structure of what's going on through its ground formations and how it goes through its body simulator of its systems. So I drew out a illustration of a diagram program through its space connection and its vortex systems, how it's going on so many volumes of electricity for systems. So the more we understand its balance of its frequencies, the more we can connect through its atmospheres. Remember, as you go through the body simulator, and the more you high rise through the stratosphere systems. Well, basically, this is what it is, okay? Now, first, I'm going to read out the format system so you understand what's going on through its calculation, because everything is modified right now through frequency levels, okay, through the symbol divisions. So the alien size mapping sequences of intelligent voice and signals of weather condensers and volumes of electrical gamma ray detectors. These are communication alignments that are force-winning patterns of energy systems through the simulation structures of mortal line symbols. So that's what's happening right now through the alien structures and everything through its connection. Okay, so basically this is what it is. These are the symbols, okay? All right? It's understanding. It's getting extremely complicated now. All right, so I'm going to show you what's happening now. As you can see, everything through its line frequency system, okay, these are divisional lines, okay? Remember, it's talking about the matrix grids. So it's understanding voice and grids through patterns, okay? So each line frequency is a different code frequency system, okay? So it goes on a different channeling division. That's where you get into the detectors, okay, through its gamma ray system, okay? So it's 4 wind cycles, okay? These are 3 divisionals. These are wide symbols that are going through its connection of its force recognition system, okay? This here is an allocated location system, okay? It's back forcing system through its communication, through its voicing grid, the gamma ray system. These are 2 line frequencies that parallels at dimensional sets. This sets divisions in the multiverse connection, okay? Now these 2 are 3 symbol lines, okay? Those are the connection through communications of vortex systems. This is where you get a time leap and time jump. Okay, this is circulation rotation. This sets divisions through dimensionals. Okay, this is a force wind section where it comes into the diamond core and its connection through its pyramid system, how you allocate its location through the multiverse system. Okay, these are 2 paraphrasings. I have one particular one at the end, one at the far of the other end. Now this is basically a rectangular based system through a planet system communication aligned signal. Okay. Now this, okay, is a pyramid within a pyramid through an activation code, okay? These are side-winding angles through the 3 mortal sign symbols through its connection of its division through its dimensional set system, okay? These are paraphrasing of wind factors that are connected through weather systems, okay? This is a voicing grid symbol through a circulation rotation symbol. Now this is side-winding angle through divisional of a port activation system, okay? These are volumes of its continuous force. This force recognizes everything through planets and communication lines. Okay, it detects everything through the rays of its weather patterns of its condensers. Okay, so I gave you everything of what's going on through its connection. Okay, so try to understand, try to analyze it, try to get familiar with it. it's just, I want you to see the format of what's going on right now, okay? Through the alien plantations of formations of its continuous force. All right? That's what it is. So you get a true understanding of what's happening with this interforce connection. But the intelligent voicing signals are high rising through its divisions, okay? And the weather condensers are going through its volumes, and those volumes are going through its force recognitions. So it's understanding that our body simulators is high rising through its divisions. So the more it high rises its divisions, the more you understand how to calculate everything through its symbols, okay? And that's what it is, all right? Now these are circular rotation systems. Remember I told you about the seismograph system where it comes into the rotation. This is the prothesis where you get into the gamma ray system and its connections here and here, here and here, here and here. Okay, that's why it has a bending surface. So it's a reality system through a bending surface. That's where you get into the connection of space and time, because this is space and this is time. Space and time, space and time. Everything in its center is its magic grid through its communications, right? And that's how it's allocated through all weather patterns, through the interforce connections of its crop circles. Okay? So it's extremely powerful stuff. Hey, Anna, how you doing? Good morning. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I just finished having my coffee. Actually, I'm gonna have this is my second cup. But basically, so when you look at this, try to paraphrase everything that's going on through its continuous force, okay? This is where you get connection with the weather patterns and its condensers, how you volumize everything through your body simulators, okay? Because the ray detectors are going everything through its communication levels. Once you get into the box surface, then you understand the alignments through the star system. Because the star system high rises its illumination lights through its number of frequencies. And those number of frequencies come through its allocated locations. That's where you get into the alien seismographing system through sequences of intelligence. Okay? So it's fascinating stuff. Yeah. Well, I'm going to be setting up a whole new division now through locations of everything through space and how everything is connected through atoms and how everything is connected to colorations and stuff like that. I'm going to do 11 sequency system where it's going through. It's kind of like a TV program, but it's on my YouTube software. I'm just going to allocate it in another location, right? So what that means is that you're going to hear my voicing grids, and you're going to see the actual structure of its space structure, which is really fascinating. I'm going to show you everything that's going on. So I have a title, and it's through its division, through its format of its system. So it's extremely powerful what's going on right now. Ash, how you doing? How's it going? Yeah, I said you've been really busy. Hey, Michael, how's it going? How's Michael doing? Having unusual fatigue, but hanging in there. Well, pretty soon you guys are going to have to understand what alien formation of signals are through its symbols. Okay, so that's how you understand that each symbol that you see here. Okay, I'll show you this one more time. Each symbol that you see here, okay, is in a different location system. Okay, so it's understanding voicing grids through computer analyzing GPS systems. That's communication through your mind of its graphing system. Okay, so these are allocated in all different locations. Okay, through its graphing cycles. Okay. So it's very important you guys know how to communicate with all these. Okay, so 3 frequency systems through dimensionals of space and time. Okay, that's understanding how to answer patterns through weather patterns, through its connection force, through its mortal symbols. Okay. Hey, that's great. That's good. I feel the energy cycle system going through your body simulator. So I'm glad you're feeling well, Michael. You're high rise to a higher division, and you're going past the simulator division, which is great. You get into the multiverse connection, and you're going to portal activation codes right now. So that's great too. And you're getting familiar with star systems. Once you guys get connected with star systems, okay, you're going to be able to understand the box frequency system and how it locates all weather patterns through your gamma rays and everything through its connection of its body simulator and of its body detectors. The body detector is going through its volumes of its continuous force system. So it's understanding that your body frequency system is changing its location centers. That's how we get into the alien formation of symbols. Once you get into the symbols, then you understand the crop circles and how they ground format everything through the size graphing system. So we use the letters, numbers, and shapes. We platitude to the matrix grid system, high rides its divisions, and that's where it comes in to its allocations of its mortal division. Okay. So basically what it is, it's detecting weather patterns and how you communication on all lines and how you transform everything through your body simulator through electronic interference. Okay. So it's getting connected with its weather. It's getting connected with your body simulator. It's getting connected with nature, its astral planes, planets, intelligence, alien formations. Alien stands for a communication, energy, telecommunication, teleportation, mind graphing of its electrical device that communicates on all levels of star systems, communications of intelligent systems, communications of all space connections of space and time. The time frequency levels goes on its continuous force, and it high rises through its clocking mechanism. Okay, it's understanding that goes on a clocking device system through 12, 3, 6, and 9. Okay, that's what it is. Remember I was telling you about the particular science system through its pyramid system, how you go 3, 6, and 9. Well, the 3, 6, and 9, okay, are not number sections, okay? They're weather patterns of 3, 6, and 9. Okay, you can go 9, 6, and 3, 3, 6, and 9. You can change those. You can go into double digits too. So basically, this is what it's going to show you, how you go through its formations of its continuous force. But that's what alien means. It's communications with everything through force recognition, of interforce, interrelation, through partnership of everything, through its connection. High winds its forces, okay, through space structures of symbols. That's where it comes into the graphing cycles, okay, the groundings, okay, of electronic interference, okay, because everything is communication, right? So once you get into intelligent symbols, then you understand everything through shapes, letters, and numbers. Okay. So let's just start off with the basic. Okay, so we're going to get into the map cycle systems. Okay. Now, the map cycle systems is your GPS. Okay, so let's just start with that, right? Okay, map cycle systems, GPS, okay? Now, once you formulate through the GPS, your mind system goes through the gamma rays, and the gamma rays goes to the body simulator, okay? So, really, it's trying to understand location systems. Okay, so let's just say that it's a sine line, its angles, and triangular base, it's on a force wind cycle through its division. I'm going to show you exactly what's going on right now. So it's on its continuous force, okay? It's extremely complicated stuff, but once you understand what's going on, then you understand its location division. Okay, so it's in its mortal division right now through symbols, and that's how it detects everything through its calculation. Okay, because it modifies everything. Okay, so it kind of looks like this. It's understanding circulation rotation through the symbols. Okay, once you get into the symbols, then you understand its diameters. Once you get into the diameters, then you understand everything through its connection. I was on a spacecraft system through the XT1 through this space division. It's really powerful stuff. It's understanding that you can stand in the center and use your cycle circles of its center system, high rise through its division through your body simulator. So what that means is that your star system, like I said, I can see space in the day. So light formation system came out through a star system, a mecha system. It was on the other side of the solar system, the multiverse system, and wanted me to communicate through higher force systems. It's how I do a test run. You know how you go in a car and you test it out, see if you're going to buy it? Well, that's what I did through space. I went through a space division, and it went so fast through the light speed. I went through connections of clocking systems, which is extremely powerful. So I was going through star systems. I was going through mecha systems. I was going through ground nights, through its division through a magnetic force highway information system. It's extremely powerful stuff when you can do these things, okay? These things are extremely powerful. So this is understanding weather patterns through communication. This is into the mortal division, okay? Now it's understanding what's going on with the GPS signal. Okay, see the triangulating of the base through its portal division when it comes into the pyramid system. Now, it's extremely complicated stuff because you have to understand line division, okay? From here to here to here to here, here, and here, and here. The center optive system is understanding everything through its calculation, right? So when I was in that space modulator, this is where you guys have to understand you're going to go frequency levels, and sooner or later you guys are going to lead your own planet system through its intelligence of its operation program system. You're going to form an alliance through your space television system. Now, a television system is an optical system. Remember I was telling you about the watch? Well, that's what it is. It's scanning mode systems through all space connections. So everything through your perception is going to be 3D through its mechanism system. So it's understanding what's going on with this paraphrase in the GPS system, because these are locations that you have to get used to. And that's where you get into the alien formations of numbers, letters, and shapes through their crop circles. Okay. So symbol I've been seeing a lot is a triangle with a circle within its center. Yeah, you're going to see a lot of that, Ash. Yeah. Ash, too. The thing is, too, that everybody's going through upgrades through Body Simulator. So let me know if you want to go up to that higher grade of weather patterns. If you can understand the information through its channel division, excellent. That's great. But like I said, everybody has to have a body simulator right now because you have to get into the fifth dimension through its dimensional set system, because the dimensional Earth is changing everything through fractions, okay? It's changing its human behavior and it's changing its location system, okay? So understanding what's going on with the paraphrasing, okay, when you come into the section division, okay, this is understanding directions of northwest, south, and east. But as you can see, you can go north, you can go northeast, you can go east-west, you can go south, southeast, southwest, whatever. But these are understanding immortal point divisions, okay? So these are all location symbols, okay? So once you get into the graphing cycle of its system, then you understand space modulators. Because the space modulators understanding its atmospheres through GPS and everything through its location of its map cycle systems, okay? That's what it is. So once we get into that, we paraphrase it, okay? Now, basically, if you're seeing anything through symbols, it's understanding your communication with star mecha systems. And that high illuminates its lights through its sections, and it high rises its major grid systems. It high rises its number. Once it high rises its number, then you're on its location of its atmospheres and its connection energy waving patterns through the multiverse of its connection through its weather. Okay, so that's what it is. If you see a triangle within a circle within the center. So that's what it is. So you guys are communicating now, see? You're communicating now, see? Isn't it fascinating that I drew this? I drew this before, okay, Ash said, I saw a triangle with a circle within the center. I wrote this before she put that down. That's understanding the mind conception and how you guys are going through its frequency levels. So it's understanding how to connect physically, mentally, and psychologically all in one through its connected energy wagon system. Okay, so basically you are not physically attached, okay? You're diameter attached, which means that you're going through the map cycle of systems and you're going through your locations of GPS systems. So you're all connected in all ways and forms, okay? So nobody is separated. So that's understanding that you're going through the mind telepathy, the telekinesis, and you know exactly where the brain waving system is through the simulation and its connection through its spiritualism. That's where you get into the GPS signals and its connection through the pyramid system of 3 atmosphere systems. Okay, so the atmospheres are, so basically this is the multiverse. Multiverses. Okay, these are the multiverse connections. Okay, so you get the high winds. Call them high winds. Okay, you got the high winds, multiverses, and then you got the low. Okay. everything is in performance. So it's understanding your line dividing division. That's where you understand the body simulator, because the body simulator has its bound frequencies. That's where you get into voice and grid box systems. Then you communicate with the star mecha system of illumination lights, and you sidewind its angles to the major grid system. That's where you get into the map cycle systems through the GPS. So low wind, well, it's a low wind factor, actually. Okay, because you're in a lower division. Low wind factor, okay, of multiverse. Okay, so this is getting more formulated with your traveling mechanisms, and this is understanding you're going through a GPS system, through the hydraulic system, through the mind of its graphing system. So our analytical minds now are going through more intelligence and knowledge, which is fascinating stuff. Okay, wind factor multiverses. Okay, and then we get into the I call it the medium system. The medium system, okay, on energy cycles. Now, that's understanding that your energies are line dividing through its division, and you're understanding the symbols through its connection. So everything has a balanced frequency. So once you understand the high wind multiverses through its connection of its shape through a circulation rotation system, then you get into the low of its wind factor multiverse systems. Then you get into the medium system of energy cycles. Okay, so everything connects through the map cycle system. Okay, medium system of energy cycles. All right, so that's what it is. Okay. Now, once you understand that through its weather patterns, because every has a condensed alloy system, that condensed alloy is its atom system. So basically it gets bigger and bigger, okay? And this is how it high rises through its division. So once you understand the circulation rotation through its atom system, it sidewinds its angles and it connects, okay? Once it connects, okay, now you're connecting through the high wind multiverse system, okay? All right, then you're communicating with the low, and then you're communicating with the medium. Okay, so everything connects, right? After you understand the map cycle systems, okay? But see how the atom gets bigger in its center? It's understanding circulation rotation through its diameters. Diameters are going through its energy system, right? So it's understanding that the pyramids are changing its location. So when you get into its sidewinding systems, it circulates and rotates through its division. Okay? That's what's happening right now with your body simulator. So it's understanding communication levels with star mecha systems. Because once you communicate with the star mecha systems, you're going to understand everything through its high wind multiverses, okay, and its medium system of energy cycles, and its wind factor of its multiverses. Okay? That's where you get connections through its force recognition, okay, of your Bach frequency system. Okay? So it's sidewinding its angles again. All right, so that's what it is so far. Okay, it's extremely complicated, but at least you're getting a better understanding right now how to communicate with weather patterns and atmospheres through the multiverse of high dimensional, medium dimensional, and low dimensional. Okay, so everything's connected through the map of its cycle systems. Right? So all right, so I'll show you that one more time. There's a lot going on today, guys, so be prepared. All right. Now, understanding what's going on with my division is understanding that your mind system is going to take its allocation. What that means, it's going to have its own mind system, and that mind system is going to go on its own modification calculations, velocity, wind, spin, through acceleration systems, the body simulator systems, which means that I get 70,000 years of information every single day through 7 days a week. Remember how I say it's got upgrades, it goes from 25, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. So it's stating that the stating options are going through its archive system. The archive is going through its mega system. Mega system is going through its mind transformation light system, star system, energy systems, through connections of multiverse systems. That's where we get into the map cycle systems, to the high wind multiverse systems, the medium system of energy cycles, and the wind factors of multiverse systems. So now is the time for everybody to understand. You should do illustration diagrams and understand the energy of its intelligence. Okay, that's where you get into the symbol division and its mortals of its detectors. So now, how's everybody doing so far? It's extremely complicated stuff. Amanda, how you doing? You missed a lot of information. Hopefully you watched my video back. So I hope you're doing well. I enjoy hearing about your experiences in space. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I line divide everything through divisions of voicing grids. But last night I was test vehicling a systematical system through a space connection of a star system. It's extremely fast. You know, I had to change the diameter of its sections, and that's where I was going into its high winning forces. You guys have to understand the map cycles of its systems, and that's how you get connecting through the high wind forces of multiverse, medium forces, and everything through its connection of its low factor forces of its multiverse system. Okay? All right, because when you guys go into space, you're going to go through traveling mechanisms. And when you go into traveling, you're going to be kind of like it's driving, but you're force winning your cycles, but your body simulator is communicating with everything, okay, through its line frequencies of its pixels. So, Bridget, how you doing? But anybody have any questions on what's going on right now? Because I want to get on to the next section because we've got a lot going on right now. The alien plantations through formations is high winding its cycles, and it's understanding not just the high and the medium low division, but it's understanding the line defense. Okay, once we get into the security defense of line defense, then we understand how to change the dimensions of its divisions through circulation rotations. Once we get into the rotations, then you get into what I call is factor divisions of GPS systems. Okay, so we got to go through our wind force connection through our body simulators. Okay, because we got to communicate on all levels right now. We got to high wind its forces through its illumination lights, and we have to communicate through star mecha systems right now. So I keep hearing saying in mind of the Hebrew words. I don't even know Hebrew language, but I look them up and it just blows me away, the meaning of these words. Okay, try to allocate its location, understand its dimension as, try to figure out if it's a formation of a coloration through the matrix, if it's in the simulation, or if it's in a mortal state system, okay? Because you're connecting in all ways and forms right now, okay? So you're pass winning your forces through the galactic and you're coming into the simulation, so. But if you're seeing anything through shapes like circular rotations, you're understanding communications, wind force systems through dimensional set, that's going to change everything through its division, so. Are you familiar with, are you involved, New Space Force? Well, I connect in all ways and forms in Northwest, South, and East, Anna. It's understanding getting control with your traveling mechanisms. It's understanding how to control everything through the multiverse of its connection through its weather patterns. It's understanding how to change locations. It's understanding how to adapt to vibrations of different systems. It's understanding how to change everything through its connection when it comes to the diameter switch, okay, or its connection through its force recognition of its gravity. Once you get into the gravity system, we'll get into that in my next video. I'll tell you exactly how you can platitude yourself through a gravitational pull system and how you can use electric rod and high rise your coloration through your pixel of division, which means that it's understanding that your force recognition of your space system is high rising its division through its mind system. Okay, it's extremely powerful stuff. You know, it's interesting how you go through these things because I'm glad you guys are trying to understand the analytical part, because the analytical mind is everything through its connection when you get into the GPS system, right? So this is all communications, always in forms, right? That's how we space connect, all right? But when you see these illustrations of diagrams and they go in detail and you actually see a storyline through its provisions, through its projector of its deep dream set sequencing systems, these are extremely real. These are not dreams. Okay, it's understand that your body simulator is up there and is trying to communicate. Okay, so you really, really have to understand the energy of its intelligence so you can allocate it in a location, give it back to information, and set it when cycles through its white graphing board of its system. So it's very important that you communicate in all levels and forms, okay, through your vibrational signals. Okay, that's where you get into the energetic waving pattern. Okay, remember I was telling you about the psychops? I don't know if everybody's familiar with that, but understanding shading. Okay, so understanding communications, right? Remember I was telling you about this and what this is and what it represents, magnetic force and energy force recognition system, how you can find it in 10 different ways through dimensional sets. So let's just start off with the triangle. I love the triangle, okay? Triangle is not a triangle, it's a planet system, but you gotta understand what location it is through its division. Okay, so we're gonna go for triangle, we'll overlap the triangle, okay? Now we're gonna point divide. Okay, I'm saying point divide because we're in a low frequency system. So this is back phrasing systems. I like to go high rise and then I like to go medium, and then I can go low. Once I go all three sections of the divisions, that you guys understand how to communicate on all levels through your balanced system. Okay, because for example, when reflection has a problem with his body simulator, he couldn't understand if he's in space and time. So you have to understand its answering pattern through its connection of its energy force. That's where it gets into its force recognition. Okay, that's where you get into the platitude of the ground formations. Okay, because once you step outside, you have to know exactly where you are through its connection. Okay, because space is always going to communicate with you now, more forcibly, actually. Forcibly answering questions of what the energy is, okay, through communication, because it could be flying to a higher realm system, it can go through a light division, it can change its atom system. You have to understand its communication, right? So it's very important that you put your illustrations down now, okay? Communicate through the symbols, okay? Then we get into the factor division. Okay, then we get into the higher realms of the multiverse connection. So, yeah. Yeah, everything is Space Force once you understand communication of balance, right? Okay, so basically let's get back into this. So this is a pyramid system. We already know that. Okay, now I'm going to overlap its division. So it's kind of like this. Now we all have to understand what's going on. Okay, you have to understand shading. Okay, you have to understand communication because it allocates in different locations. This is where you guys are going to have to go to planet systems and change the shape. Okay, it's going to be very important to understand these things because other alien plantation of formations, intelligent systems are going to want your help. Okay, so that's why I'm high-rising your divisions so you can understand how to lead and become a manship program or a womanship program of its evolution to its connection of its space connection system, where you can lead everything through its alliance and how you can change everything through its vibration, through shapes, letters, and numbers. Okay, so yeah. And we can dream, and I show my number 444, then I would switch to 441. Okay, so basically you have to understand the communication of its location, Ash, of 444. Try to understand it through its energy of its cycles. Because you're high rising through division. Remember how your mind was going like this, but now it's coming out through its body simulator. Okay, you guys are now in the stratosphere. You're not no longer in the atmosphere. I'll say that again and again. So it's higher information. So you have to understand the answering pattern of its voicing, of its coloration through the pixels. Is it coming from space or is it coming from time? Okay, that's where you guys have to get your balance. Okay, Michael's formulating through his cycle of visions. He's understanding communication of levels right now. Okay, so he's high-winding his forces. He's understanding simulation. He's understanding invisibility. He's understanding visibility. Okay, that's the difference between the two through your body simulator. Because when you change a coloration through a vibration system, not only the shape changes, but you change through coloration. And that's where you disappear into that voicing pattern through its communication of its channeling division. Okay. All right. So basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the fraction division. Okay. All right. Now, basically, this is pretty fascinating stuff. It's understanding how to communicate, okay, with planet systems of shapes. Okay, because we are no longer in shapes, letters, and numbers. We're understanding that the communication of levels of symbols is its factor in division. Okay, that's where you get into the motion detectors. That's where you get into the energy system of its cycles. That's where you get into the computer graphing system. Okay, because everything has location system. All right, so it's extremely powerful stuff. I'm just showing you right now, graphing the cycle system right here through northwest, south, and east. North, east, west, south. Now, it's very important you understand what's going on. Okay, so this is the shadow shifting of a shade. I'm coloring it in. Okay, the same color. Right, I'm going to show you. I'm just drawing it out right now. Okay, it's better that I do the full illustration of the diagram program and graphing system, electronic board system. A better idea. Okay, so this is what it is. So now we're getting into shading. Okay, so basically it's overlapping system through a low frequency system. This isn't a low factor division, okay, through its line graphing system of its multiverse. Okay, now this is understanding that it's sidewinding its angles and its communication through its illumination of its light force. And this is going through shading division. And that's shading, okay, not shadowing, shading, okay? So shading, okay, is understanding communication line systems, how it changes linear of time through frequency of the space. So it's understanding how to communicate through its coloration, through its pyramid system, okay? Because this is in a different dimension, this is in a different dimension, this is in a different lower dimension. So it's understanding northwest, south, and east, and its connection through its multiverse connection. So once you highwind your forces, you understand shading of shadowing of shading and shifting, then you understand everything through its connection, okay? All right, so that's communication with the immortal sun. That's communication with the immortal moon, all right? So it's complicated stuff, guys. It really is. But the more you understand line division, the more you understand your factoring division, the more you understand your location grids. Remember we were talking about the matrix and how powerful it was? Well, once you get it, you guys are in the simulation and you're trying to understand. Ash is in her number division through Hebrew, and she's trying to understand why am I getting pyramids in my mind system of circulation rotation. Okay, so basically try to analyze everything through your dream set sequencing because it's extremely real. Your body simulator is in space and it's trying to communicate with other entity force systems. Okay, so if you get a triangular base, okay, you get a circle in the middle, okay, you get a crosswind cycle, okay, then you get another crosswind cycle. So it kind of looks like this. All right, so it's really trying to understand its division and where it is through its location. Okay, now once you understand that, then you understand its communication of its line point division, okay, which is in its it's in its factoring division where it's in its mortal state. Okay, it's no longer in point division because you guys are in the simulator now. You're no longer in the body ego, okay, the body ego, right? But you're always fighting with the ego. I keep saying that over and over, don't I? But I'm just showing you how fast you win your forces. So this is going to high wind forces. Okay, so understand that everything can line divide. You just have to understand how to communicate with its line frequency system. Okay, so this kind of looks like a spaceship. It's a rocket spaceship through its communication line signals that communicates in all mortal fraction divisions through calculation and circulation rotation systems. Okay, this is a weather detector. Okay, this is space anomaly through a space activation code through a star system. That's what that is. So it's really understanding what's everything in space and its communications. All right, now if I change the color, okay, if I change the color of this, okay, it's on a different dimension. It's in a mortal division through the matrix grids. Okay, anything through coloration, if you guys are going through your dream set sequencing system through the body simulator, your pixel division is trying to communicate with you, okay, through its activation code. So understanding that if the immortal line system through its points, okay, changes color, just the high rising, okay, the high and the medium and the low factors, if it goes like this, okay, it's in another location of a division through the matrix grids. So you have to understand its activation because the activation is changing its letters, numbers, and shapes. Okay. Now in this case, this is line division. Okay, through sequencing levels of the simulation of singularity of its line division. That's communication of all winning cycles when it comes to the energy of its factoring divisions. That's where you get into the map cycle divisions of its cycle systems. Okay. That's what that is. See, there you go. So Ash is understanding now. So that's what I'm saying. Your mind systems are communicating at higher levels of electronic interference. That's what it is. Okay. So it's no longer detecting. You guys are analyzing. Okay. It's understanding how to scan your body system. It's understanding how to scan the mode. It's understanding how to scan the perceptions. It's understanding how to scan the audios of its connection. Understanding mind frequency systems through the mind scepters. Then you get into the activation of mind telepathy. Then you get into teleportation, then activations of telekinesis. Then you can get into sidewinding. Okay, I keep saying sidewinding because you're always traveling. You never ever travel this way. Okay, you only go with that when you start through its communication. But when you start traveling, you're sidewinding everywhere. Okay, that's why I keep saying sidewinding angles, because you're always on an angular base. Remember some of the trithesis where you get into the angular motion of the seismic graphing system through the map cycles. Well, that's exactly what it is when you go into the energy factors division. Okay. Now, it's very important that you guys communicate on all levels, okay, of interference, because your interrelations are going through. We're all into relationship now. Now we just got to get into partnership. Partnership is the hardest thing. I said that too in my back force video conference. I was talking about how we go through so many levels of lines of communication, because everything you see when you go outside is connected through a line. Everything's a line. Everything's a line. It's understanding the outer of its line. Then you understand its outer, and then you understand its inner of its atom. Okay, and that's how you communicate. Okay, through its graphing cycle. Then you understand its communication. Right. Once you understand its communication, it's in coloration. You know it's in the major grids. So you have to use the triangular thesis bistem. Okay. The bistem, okay, is understanding everything through its connection of its system. Okay, so bistem is basically, it's an energetic waving pattern that's connected through its volumes. Okay. And that bistem of its system is changing everything through the pixel of its corner of its activation code system. Okay. So that's what it is. Showing the number 4. Okay, so you're getting number frequencies 1212. Fills the numbers that relate in the universe. It makes you think of the universe. Okay, so you have to understand what 1212 means, Ash. Okay, because you're high rising through the weather patterns right now through the stratosphere system. Okay. That's the only way we can communicate. We have to communicate with the letters, numbers, and shapes, okay? Because everything resides on vibration and energy. So the cross and then the cross diamond 8. The cross in the cross, the diamond, okay? So are you communicating through waving cycles of crosses through its connection of its 8? So you're getting connection with the infinity of its 8 cycle through its planet system. That's good, Bridget, good for you. That's what I'm saying. Is that you guys are writing it down, which is great, through its paraphrasing of its solar text, but you really, really have to understand what it means, okay? Because if you don't understand what it means, okay, you're going to have problems, okay, with your receptacle units, okay? Because the energetic waving pattern of the mind system is always going to go through locations, okay? But it's going to denomize everything through calculation, right? Then you got to back, when your forces go back into the frequency levels of the line division, go back into circulation rotations, okay? Sidewind everything through the gamma ray system back into your body simulator and start all over, okay? So it's very important you understand what's going on in your line communication through your mind system, okay? Because it's telegraphing energy telecommunication through its vortex, right? You guys have to understand dimensions. You have to understand portals. We've got into that before when we were coming into the multiverse, where we're coming into the major grids, okay? So Ash is understanding the drawing. That's good. So you're uprising your cycles through its map cycles, through its vision of its another level. It's good. 12 is in sight. Okay. So try to understand, what is 12? What does 12 represent? I'm communicating with 12. What does it mean? Okay, this is where you guys have to understand space and time. Okay, if you guys understand space and time through your divisions and you're sending everything through its energy of its line communication of the singularity of its information and its connection through its energy of its intelligent system, then you understand its communication, okay, through all levels of cross-referencing, okay? That's where you have to understand the balance between space and time. So, but that's great that you guys are seeing this through your frequency levels. It's good too. I'd like to see that. Yeah, but everything through its connection right now. Yeah, I'm going through a new space force connection right now through inner force connections, and everything through platitudes of its division. And just answering your question, and high rising to a higher division. So it's understanding that, you know, when you get information, it's energy of its system, of its intelligence. It's not, like I said, it's not information anymore. It's intelligence. So it's understanding that you're communicating with intelligence at high forms of communication that go into your systematical system, okay, that gratifies everything through its communication of a circulation rotation system, okay? So it's understanding that you're understanding your full wind cycles of the mind, communications, the energetic of the simulation heart, and the soul of everything through its connection. So once you understand the communication through space and time, then you understand communication lines of symbols and what they represent and what they are and what they do. Okay. Are the meanings to numbers different from each person? Yes, they are. That's a very good question asked, because you're in a different formation of a DNA structure system. Your platitude division, okay, through shapes, letters, and numbers, okay, are allocated in a different location of a multiverse connection where it gets into the particle system. Once you get into the particle system, then you understand your DNA structure and how you were built through your pixelization, okay, because you're a biochemical system, okay? So it's understanding everything through your body simulator, full and completely through the scanning mode systems. So. Yeah, what I was saying is that you guys are going to go through a wind force of connection of energy, which means that it's going to be teleporting more and more energy into you, because you now are in space completely and fully. So once you understand the allocation, all right, of what space atmosphere is and what time frequencies of time zones are, then you understand your balance through your gamma rays and its continuous force of your simulator. Okay? The body capacitor, the mind scepter, the mind system, the mind frequencies, mind energies. Okay? The mind telegraphing energy, waving graphing cycle systems that are connected through all hydraulic systems, so the circuitry systems. Okay? These are the things that you have to port and deport and understand. Remember, I was telling you about interrelation through interconnection, through paraphrasing divisions, and everything that's high rising through your mind systems of interreference and its deportation, where you're basically you're harmonizing and deharmonizing through energy cycles. That's where you get into the electricals of its waters continuum. I think I did a backphrasing video, very powerful. It's pretty powerful stuff, how you you liquefy everything through H2O. And it's understanding relationship, partnership with anything through objects, anything through waters, anything through its connection of its vibration. Because once it loses its altitude, okay, of its drinking source, okay, what happens is it loses communication, and it's going to change its coloration of its water. Okay, it has to, because it's not line division through its balance. So it has no more relationship, okay, because you took a sip of the water. Okay. Now that's going back 200, 300 videos. That's what I'm saying. You guys, once you get balanced, then you get balanced with the space atmosphere and its time zones. Then you understand how to go low multiverse, medium multiverse, and high interconnection of its multiverse systems. Okay. Then you get into the spherical system through a cyclone system through its connection of its energy pattern. Then you get into full winds, okay, through its connection of its magnetic, magnesium, hydro connection, hydro force, and its high energy of its force through magnetic force to its information of its panel division. Okay. So it's really, really trying to understand your ground formations and the atmosphere system circulation rotations. Okay, because everything line formates through illuminations. So, yeah, you will definitely speak on your own balance. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. You get smarter with communication through levels of line interference. Okay, so it's understanding how you get interaction with lines. Okay, this is very powerful stuff. Okay, now, more I formulate through illustrations and diagrams, the more you understand your mind conception, your mind systems. Okay, so you got a line. Remember it's going like this? You have to watch my videos back. Remember going like that, what the lines are through its atom system? Okay? Now, everything right now that you see, okay, but eventually you have to understand the simulation of what you don't see, and then what you do see afterwards when you communicate with the simulation. Okay? Then you see the line frequency systems. Okay? But I'm just showing you, I'm drawing it out so you can get a better angle through its triangle the system. Then you get into the red factor division, okay, we haven't even gone into the mineralogical of its signature division through heat signatures, through its conception of its vibration to its pixel division. So, but one thing at a time. All right. So it's understanding which way is which. Okay, so the line division, once you understand the atom system, okay. Okay, so it goes like this. The atom's in the center. Now it's communicating with all lines, okay, through factoring divisions. Once it communicates with its line division, okay, in the atom system is going at different coloration. So each line, okay, is in a different communication level, electronic interference, okay? Once it goes on a different communication level, then you understand its balance, okay, through its frequency of its humanity system. Then you understand the vibration of its energy system. Then you understand its energy of its intelligence system, okay? So it's very important that the atom system keeps rotating, but if it wants to communicate with this line here, okay, it has to understand the atom through its communication. This has to communicate with this, the atom has to communicate with the line, okay? So let's say the atom wants to change its coloration, okay? So if it wants to change its coloration, you have to change it from the matrix grids, okay? All right. So now it's on a different communication and activation code system. All right. And let's say the atom. So basically what happens is that when it communicates with this, it changes its atom and it goes red. Okay. All right. That's what it is. It's understanding line frequencies of communications through pixelization through its atom system. Okay. That's how you allocate locations through divisions of GPS systems. Okay. Now let's just say, once you understand the atom and what it can do, then you can change it to electronic interference. Let's say, okay, the atom wants to communicate. See, the first thing that happens is this line here wants to communicate with the atom because it's in a different location. This is in a different location. This is in a different location. I'm just showing you different location of information of channel divisions. Okay, so if this atom wants to communicate with electronic interference and how it rises division in the matrix systems, it has to understand its location, okay, through letters, numbers, and shapes. Okay, so does the atom want to change its fraction? Or does the line communication want to change its fraction? Okay, so if the line wants to communicate with an atom and it wants to put a rotation system on there, it's going to put a dimensional realm of electronic interference, like this. Okay. All right, so now the atom communicates and understands its upwinding cycle of its high division. Okay, so once it understands its high division, the line itself is going to change its color and it's going to go into its circular rotation of its division. So it does the exact same thing, but it goes into a higher division of circular rotation. Okay, so it's understanding how it's communicating on this level and it's doing this because it's communicating with this. So this is high rising to this. Okay, so this is the same as this. All right, so it went from blue to green. Okay, because the atom understands communication of its line signal. So it's basically understanding high interforce connections through partnership of all frequencies. That's where you get into the singularity of its line system. Okay. So communication problems here, confusing line signals. Your power NTD4 system 3 my system becoming more powerful now. So congratulations on that, because you're getting more connected through the mind and what it is, right? That's what it's all about. It's not just conscious levels. It's communication with space, right? That's what everybody's trying to understand. What is conscious? And I keep telling everybody, conscious is everything through space and time. Okay? Once you connect on all levels, you become a completely of a wholeness, okay, of an entity force that is connected through all pixelization of vibration of communication line signals. Okay? Because like I said, once you walk outside, everything's connected through lines. Now, if you understand its outer graph and cycle, remember, you got to blow it up on your phone. That's the only way you can see its perception, through its diameter situation. Once you see the situation, then you understand the allocation through its location. Okay, then you understand its coloration. Remember, it's telling you about lines, how it communicates through its atom. Okay, because my atom is different from communications through its interforce of its connection through its line division. It has to, because it's in a different dimension. Okay, that's where you get into the low frequency, medium, high, and higher, and highest. And you get into the supreme, then you get into the involvements of everything through the multiverse of its connections. But like I said, one step at a time through frequency levels, because we're step focusing, the focusing division is going through calculation modifications. So, Stella, how you doing? Just seeing if I missed any more questions here. But like I said, the information of energy system through its intelligence is going to get extremely hard now. If you subdivide, remember I was telling you about the Mediterranean device system, and you're going through its microwaves. So understanding, the speaking volumes of a microwave. Okay, it's understanding the speaking volumes of your music device, radioactive systems through your radio of its car, communications of whistling Dixie, of winds, of weather patterns, slamming doors, clapping hands, understanding TikTok, knock on the door. Okay, these are all symbols of voicing grids. Okay, and that voicing grid has electronic device, which is connected through a vibration division. And that division high rises through locations. And once you get into that locations, you understand its grid patterns through its voicing grids. Okay, so it's really trying to communicate with the body simulator in all ways and forms through your simulator of its reality system. Okay, because you're waking up your channels now. Okay, you're understanding the radioactive, you get into the gamma rays. Okay, so it's understanding each frequency level is a musical tone. Remember, it's talking about the synthesizer through its tone of its activation through its keyboard system. Well, that's the same. It's understanding low frequency, medium, and high. Okay, because you can go low, bzz, you can go medium, bzz, and you go high. Bzz. That's understanding communication levels. Right. That's where you get into the harmonics of its division. So once you understand how to communicate with its voicings, okay, of anything through its connection, you understand a correlation of everything through line communication of singularity and line systems through the energy of its patterns. And that's where we get into the psychop division through the multiverse connection. Okay? Multiverses. So the energy is feeling very dense. Anyone else feeling that? Well, yeah, because you're in the old method system through the body of its calculating system, Amanda. I created a whole new division through a body scepter system through a new chakra system. Okay, so everybody's in the body simulator. So if you're feeling energy dense systems, you're having a hard time communication with levels of atmospheres through weather patterns, because we now are connected through a weather pattern system. And like I said, if you want to uprise your division, you have to go to my PayPal account, and everybody understand what's going on with your body simulator, because we can't apply it to the fifth dimension, because the fifth dimension is not on the low frequency anymore. Okay. So it's understanding how to communicate with fully through its simulator of its reality system. Okay, because the body simulator is coming into the simulator of its body receptor to its body division. Okay, and it's line dividing everything through calculations. Because the energy cycles are going through its formats, and that's where you get into the symbols of its activation code systems. Okay. So if you want to high rise your division, Amanda, that's what you have to do. That's why you're feeling dense. So it's extremely powerful when you get to simulation, okay? Because you're in 3-section division through body communication. So I've been having trouble meditating and staying still. Do you have any tips? Yeah, like I say, you're in the 12 division section of 7 within its 7, but you understand the 12 division, but it's in the old body system. Okay, like I said, I created a whole new division through a chakra system and illumination light system. Okay, so it's really trying to understand that you're a higher illumination light system, and you want to get into the body simulator and understand communications of weather patterns. That's where we get into the connection of weather systems. So, but if you're having trouble meditating, yeah, you can formulate around that, but you can't go to the fifth dimension division, okay, through its old body system. You have to be in the body simulator. Then you get into the modulators. Okay, then you get into space atmospheres and times continuum into space zones. So, but you can formulate that, try to find your balance, trying to find your focus, trying to find your awareness, keep aligning yourself, but formulating, it's extremely powerful when you go through modification calculations and everything through its connection. So you really, really have to understand what's going on with the body simulators. Well, I'm glad you totally get it. That's good. Yeah. So if you guys are struggling, that's what you need to do. And like I said, you can contribute, you can donate anything you want. Okay. Anything you want through my PayPal account, and I'll authorize your body simulator. Because you guys are in channel division through the galactics. Okay. You've been to G1, G2, G3, G4, all the way up to G12. Okay. But you can't formulate through communication, like communication through the galactic system with communications of level through the body simulator. Okay. Unless you are a body simulator. Okay. So it's very important that you understand through the new chakra system, and it's extremely, extremely real. Okay. So it's understanding that the new body system will give you higher altitude systems of weather patterns through communication colors and matrix, more formulations of simulation, and the understanding of its communication of invisibility and invisibility. Once you understand that, then you understand the atmospheres of its weathers of its multiverse connection of low, medium, and high. Okay. So the body simulator is a new chakra system. Okay. And that's what it is. And then you formulate to the body modulators, and then you get into the space modulators. Okay. So I'm an earth sign, so I used to grounding and flying at the same time, many places at once, all connected. Blessings. Yep. It's good that you're formulating around space and its atmospheres, Bridget. It's just now's the time to really understand and appreciate what's around you and how to communicate through DNA structures and how to understand the creation of everything. And also how to understand that you're self-evolving to a higher entity force system through illumination light of a connection energy weighting pattern system that high rises through dimensional set systems or the multiverse connection of its body simulator system. Okay. So it's really trying to understand everything around you and what it means and what it represents and what it does for you. Okay. Like I'm saying, if you guys get these energies into you and you don't understand its information, you don't understand its energy cycles through its mapping cycles of its division, it's going to be extremely hard to understand the energy. because the energy is always going to keep coming in. And like I said, if you don't understand the energy, it's going to have a reaction to your body simulator. Okay, so it's like a bzz, bzz, bzz. You're going to get headaches and rotation systems. Okay, your cycling system, okay, which is basically it's located through its lobes, okay, the frontal and the lower lobes. It's understanding that your mind frequency levels is communicating the different space connections. Okay, so your interforce connection through a relationship of all entity of communication levels of intelligent planets and everything through alien implantation systems. So it's really, really trying to understand communication fully and wholly, the holiness of everything. Okay, that's where it comes greatness. And the one thing I want to do is to let everybody know is to know that you guys are living in its presence, your perfection in its presence, here and the now. Okay, there's no past and there's no future. You have to live its presence fully, completely through its wholeness, and that becomes greatness. Okay, and that's where you get its continuous force through its feeding mechanisms of its force recognition of its positive feeds. Then you get everything you want through your line frequencies of your line system through the yin and yang of its lit river stream. Okay. I did it first, but now I just feel light and love. Okay, great. So that's good. Good for you. So you have to understand the totality of everything that's going on through its creation. Then you'll understand everything through its significance of everything through its creation and how it's made. Okay? Because everything has a feeling motion. Remember I was talking about vibration? Everything's connected through its electronics. Okay, because you're in the simulator, you're into its conception, you're into the spiritual realm. Okay? So guys, anybody have any more questions? Anything related to what's going on? Michael? Yeah. But try to really, really formulate through the energy patterns, okay? You have to understand electronic interference through hand formations, through communications of the mind, okay? Because the mind is intercepting through interception, and it's going through its phasing divisions. You know, you got to get into the zoning commissions. The zoning commissions is everything through symbols, okay? So you have to understand you're traveling and where you're going and who you're communicating with and why you're communicating with this person, okay? Person as an entity force system. It's an energy cycle division through higher energy force, which is volumes of circulation rotations, okay? And they become extremely real through protection identity force systems. So yeah, that's the graphene cycle of its system through electronic board of its white system. That's the one I did recently. Back force of the video I showed you. Yeah, the walls go in and out. That's it. So it's trying to communicate with you. And once it goes in and out and it communicates with you, it's going to disappear. Okay, so it's understanding how to get your communication through your simulation of its perception. Once you get the perception of the simulation, it will come up again. Okay, so it will disappear and it'll reappear. Okay, that's what it is. Then you're in the simulation. Okay, then you're in the voicing, channeling, box division through vibration of energy intelligence. So yeah, it's extremely cool. It's fascinating stuff, you know. You have to formulate everything through balance, through your perceptions, through your mind, through its heart connection and its soul's recognition, through its audios and its audio connection through its voicings. Okay, these things are extremely important now because you're in that body division through body simulator. Okay, all modulators. So It's all about upgrading, downloads and uplinks. So I see or hear spirit after the glitching for about 10 seconds, then goes away. Okay, so you're formulating through perception of seeing through its dimensional sets. You're hearing, okay, through its connection of its voicing system. Okay, and basically it's glitching in and out through vibration. So it's understanding that you're trying to communicate with it, but you're not sure where the location is. All right, that's why it's glitch. That's why it goes in and out. If you get its balance through its frequency level, then you communicate with its entity force. Then you understand what's going on through its provision. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So a couple more questions. I'm going to tap out because I got to go through space division right now. I got to go through modifyings of other entity force systems. I got to change the planets of vibrations, which means that the systematical system of me through my body simulator is I got to change everything through the sixth dimension, which means that it's high rising to higher volumes of calculations. Now the energy cycles through its division is going to higher wind forces. So I have to put more planet systems through the solar system of the sixth dimension because it has to be on its line frequency of its balance. Okay. So like I said, I'm not finished at sixth dimension yet. It's high wind in its forces and it's on a high wind force system, which means it's modifying nicely through its line communication. So the thing is too, you can have problems in space, just so you can have problems on dimensional Earth, right? It's all about understanding how to get locations and how to get that balancing frequency back up again, right? So but try to get yourself into what I call it's a practice mode. Okay, try to use techniques. Try to do things with your hand formations. Try to do things with your minds, and try to energetic your waving heart. Okay, through objects. Okay, which means that try to understand the vibration of your heart. Okay, through its dimensionals. You should know your location of your heart. You should know the location of your mind, and you should know its answering patterns of its energy system through its multiverse of its connection, through its soul's recognition to its atom system. Okay? These things you have to formulate around through its balance. So, are you extremely welcome, Bridget? It's great to see everybody formulating around my channel. So, it's fascinating stuff. Okay, so I think that's good, you know. There's a lot going on through the illustration and diagram program. But I'll keep you formulated what's going on through your body simulators. Questions or comments are great. Let me know what's going on with everybody. And just channel division everything through your protections and your device systems. Okay. This is Andrew Weston, high rising in all divisions, protection divisions, everything through calculated modifications, through symbols, and weather patterns through its connection of energy systematical system. Calling out. Adios, everybody.